Hey guys, this is Overall C321 back again with another update for the JJ prize. What I wanted to show you, this. Ignore all the mess that's on there. But I've got some lights that I've done at an angle. Okay, so these lights here are going to light up the registry. Basically, that's what they're there for. And so with the light at an angle, if I'll just plonk it in, don't know if you can see that there. So that should light up the registry just about right. Just about. I still need to play with it and flatten it out a little bit, but there you go. So that's what I'm doing with these, and that's for all of those that are there. They're all going to have. You can see the light in there. There we go. Yeah, wee. You know, it's only going to be like out just kind of like to there kind of thing, just so it will light up the registry, and then any gaps I can just fill it in later. So we've got, according to the instructions, the red goes here and the green goes here and the back of it. Then you got these flashing, these double flashing, this double flashing. That is just normal flash. These are normal flash as well. I don't believe they're double flashing, but I could be wrong. And then obviously the same that's underneath, but underneath, funny enough, doesn't have the red and green on there. No, and there's nothing on there to indicate that it should do anyway. So that's all well and good for that. So that's that bit all of the holes on the sources section, I believe, are done. Now I wanted to talk about the 8 LEDs that are going to go in this part here. This is for the blue LEDs. They're 3mm holes that need to be drilled, and luck would have it, I've only got 2.5mm. But still, I have been able to get the LEDs to fit in there. I'll bring it up to the camera there. Yeah, as you can see, they fit lovely jubbly. So I wanted to show you how I done it. Here's said part, and in the lighting kit, Gary kindly gives you a template to be able to use as well, which is brilliant. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut down this perforated edge. Doopy doopy doo. There we go. And we're going to start with the bottom one. Now you can, if you wanted to, cut along there, and damn it, it's got sticky back plastic. I didn't know it had sticky back plastic. Right, so I got that bit in there, and then bring that up to there. Okay. Fine, I didn't know it had sticky back plastic. Alright, I've done done this one. I was holding it in place as I was drilling a hole there, holding it in place, drilling a hole there, then holding it over here, drilling a hole there, and doing the same up the top. Oh, dearie me, if only I'd known. Eh? If only. Now the problem is, I don't know if I can get this one off. Let's see, I should be able to. Come on. Come on. Daggnammit. Oh, if only I'd looked. There we go. Right, okay. So then this gets put onto here. As centered as I possibly can. Just putting it up to the light just to make sure. And there we go. Yep. There. Okay, so that's actually going to make my life a little bit easier. So now what we need to do, I'm going to get just a smaller drill bit first, just a hand drill, and we're going to line it up dead center in the red dot, and basically just drill a pilot hole first. And just do that for all of the holes basically. I mean, how are you guys doing with the whole lockdown thing? Hopefully you're doing okay and you're staying safe and everything. And it's important that you do stay locked down, by the way, and stay in your homes and only go out when necessary. I'll be honest, when I first heard about the coronavirus, I wasn't too worried about it until my brother caught it. And he's been in hospital for the past 2 weeks. He's starting to do well, but at first they only gave him a 35% chance of survival. He was a healthy man, just a year younger than me. And the only problem he had was high blood pressure. And according to the doctors, it was a certain blood pressure medicine that made the virus go 10 times worse. And that's candistatin for high blood pressure, I think it's called. So please be aware. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you can still get it. And I want everyone to be safe. Okay, so that over with, we're nearly done. We've only got 2 more holes to do. The reason we're doing the pilot holes is so that the bigger drill, the 2.5 mil, doesn't start sliding around on us. That is the worst. Come on, yeah, last one. Oh, getting hand cramp now, hand cramp. You'd think I'd be used to things like that, wouldn't you? Anyway, so let's peel these off now because we don't need it. Thank you very much, Gary, for providing those, because that would have been a pain to try and get them exact. So let's get over there. Right. So now we're going to get a 2.5mm drill. I've got it at about speed number 2, and I'm going to go ahead and drill one of the holes. Now, because that's 2.5mm, that's too small. So I'm just going to put the drill bit back in there, and I'm just going to circle it around just a couple of times, and then get my drill bit the bulb, make sure it fits in there. Perfect, fits in there just right. And keep doing that with all of these. I mean, obviously it'll be a lot better if you have a 3mm drill, but I've only got 2.5, so I don't have a 3mm. So I'm having to make do with what I got, which is perfectly fine. Right, okay. So now we want to get all the gubbins that's come off the back. Looks like it's just mainly just melted plastic, because I had the drill up quite high, because I'm not worried about making a mess on this part. Right, and now we get our LED and test all the holes, make sure they're all adequate and it goes all the way in. And there we go, it does. Okie dokie. So once you got that done, you then get your LEDs and you put them in where the negative leg is in the center according to the instructions. So let's do that now. Let's get some of these LEDs out. he's sorted out all the blue LEDs all in one bag, etc. So you want to make sure that all of the LEDs, the negative legs, are pointing towards the center. And there is a reason for that, which I will explain in a momento. Doobie doo 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 doobie doo. And that one in there. And then the last one goes there. Right, now what he says to do is to put all of the negative LEDs all into the center, and then we can just solder them all in as one negative LED, because the negative on the board, sorry, not on the board, on the oh, what are they called? I will think of it in a minute. Honestly, I will. There's only one wire from the LED, so you'd put all of these into the center, and then have just one little wire coming out whichever way this is going to be going. If it's going to be counterclockwise, clockwise, or whatever have yous. And then all of these will be all the positives will be going to the numbered and colored LEDs that's on the instructions, but we're going to do that in another video. I just wanted to show you what you're going to do. Now the only thing is that I have just thought about is the photo etch part, because I've got a funny feeling we're going to need that center hole. So let's have a little look and see what it says about it. Right, okay. For kit part G55 and G43. Alrighty, okay then. Have I got them the right way around? Let me have a look at my instruction books. Here's where they... Here it is. Let's have a little look. Make sure I have things the correct way. Right, so... Ah, yes. Okay, so I do have it the correct way. Right, okay. Fine. Okie dokie. So that's okay. That's okay, because right, the photo etch parts looks like it's just gonna go somewhere, but it doesn't actually tell you where exactly it's going to go onto. That's interesting. Alright then. Fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm still going to have this anyway. And it looks like between this and the top part, it needs a 3 times 3 millimeter. Why 3 times 3? Not entirely sure about that one. But either way, I'll have to do is a 3 millimeter thing in there. It tells you the height that they should be at 5 millimeters height for the Bussard effect. Now the only other thing as well is before you actually put these LEDs in, let's pull them all back out now because it's all fine. So that's fine. You want to put the decals Where did I put the decals? Where is my little dog? Here we go. Aha. Right, so you're meant to put these decals onto here. Now the only thing I can see is that some of it is going to be covered over. So it looks like what I may end up doing is using a piece of this so I can see roughly where I can cut the decal to make it fit roughly into there. I don't know, we'll see, because I don't think this whole thing is going to fit onto all of that. It's going to have some hanging out. But it does say to put these decals onto here first before you put the LEDs in. So once the decal is dry, you can then cut out the holes on the decals for the LEDs to fit in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to figure it out, and then I'll come back to you when I do the next one. See you guys in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I figured out a way that'll be able to do this. Now the decal isn't as big as this whole thing, right? Fine, no problem whatsoever. So what you want to do, you want to try and line up that center hole that's there as best as you possibly can. So what might be an idea is if I just make a tiny hole in the center. There we go. And then try and get that tiny hole roughly centered on. Okay, so that's now roughly pretty much center within the whole thing, so that's fine. Now the beauty of that little hole there, it doesn't matter about the little hole that's on the decal, because the reason being is when we do the photo etch part, that's going to glue onto there anyway, so it's going to be covered up. Then once you've done that and you've got it in the right place, just gently curve this edge here. Okay, then what that's going to do, that is going to give you an area that you can just trim off with your knife. Like so, effectively giving you two decals. So now we get our lukewarm water. Where's my tweezers? Plonk one of the decals in, then plonk the other one in. Wait for a few seconds. This is just warm water with a little tiny bit of hand soap in there. That's all that's in there. Right, so now I can get hold of one decal, hopefully. Nearly. There we go. No. No. No! Get back here, you. Oh, for goodness sake. One decal. And then the other decal. And again, just let them sit here for a minute, just let them soak up any extra water. Where's my micro set and stuff? Ugh. I've had a bit of a tidy up, you see, so all of my bits and pieces are all over the shop at the moment. So we get my micro set and my micro sole. I'm just going to give this just a little bit of a sand, just to scuff it up a bit more. There we go. Right, now I'm going to get my micro set. We're going to do the top half of the solution first. So here's my trusty microsol and set brush here. do the bottom half, I think. So I'm just going to dab the micro set on there. Grab the decal. That is now moving lovely. Place that on there. Get my tweezers and then just gently push the decal into place. Okay, just like that. Where is... Right, I seem to have lost my cotton bud. That's fine, just dab down onto your decal. Like so. Okay, there's one part. Let's do the other one. And then we line this up at the bottom. And line it up with the rest of the decal as well. That's at the bottom there. Roughly about there. Right. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm keeping this area white because obviously I want some of the glow of the LEDs as well to be able to come through. So I'm just going to put the micro set cap on. Let's get the micro sole because that's going to help set everything in as well, and use the other end of my brush for this one, hence that's why I've painted it red. And this is what gets the decal to adhere properly and soaks everything in. Right, so I'm going to let that dry and I will bring you guys back when it's ready. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm bringing you back now because this is almost dry, but it's not fully dry. But if you can see that there, the holes for the LEDs are showing through nicely. Once this is fully dry, so probably another 2 hours, once that's fully dry, excuse me, cut those out, the holes out, and you'll be good to go. Because then when you look at it like that, it's going to look like there's something behind there. Don't worry about this, this is going to be hidden. That's my mistake. I might just file that down a little bit so it's roughly so it's the same as the oobly flip there, because that was kind of like my mistake because I didn't angle it right, but never mind. But that's just a very quick sanding job there, so don't worry about that. This one I've done a little bit better. This is not dry yet, I've just put the decal set on, so like it's a little bit better. But you're not going to see too much of it. It's just something to have on the background anyway, which is fun because as I said, I'm going to have the photo etch part on there anyway. So I'm going to say that's pretty much how we're doing these the lights. So I'm going to continue. I've already shown what I'm going to be doing with them by putting the LEDs in at the back and how we cut them out. So the next video will be soldering these together in the center and testing them, seeing if they all work correctly by testing the but I'm going to do that in another video, because I want to test the strobe and the Bussard collectors, make sure they're all working 100% correctly. So I'm going to have to wire those up, but without putting them in, and only just, I'm not going to solder the wires onto the pegs on the board. I'm just going to wrap the wire around just to hold it into place temporarily. Once I know everything's all working, get everything in the board, in the ship, and then I'll be able to trail the wires through where I need to get. Hey guys, this is OLC321's Fantastic Plastic, back again with another JJ Prize Enterprise build update thingy bobby doobly flip today. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to be doing testing the lighting circuit and everything for the Bussard collectors now. So what I've got, we've got our board that you've already seen that we've put together, and hopefully there's not going to be any problems with this one. Now, something I should really mention, unless you know your board is clean and clear of any metal substances or anything like that, either put some tape or something along the bottom here, otherwise you could get shorts, or just put it on something else. Okay, because if you notice on my board here, I've on my black board here, I've got bits of solder, little tiny pieces of metal, and you don't want it going onto here and then causing a short circuit. You definitely don't want that. So what I've done here, I've got the two wires, separated them at the top as well, because if we look at the instructions, when it goes onto the board here, it'll be grey is 1, orange is 2, brown is 3, black 4, blue 5, 6 purple, 7 green, 8 yellow, 9 red. So they've got to go in the board in this fashion. The grey number 1 is always going to be the negative, so that's going to go there, and then it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of those, so this is the 8 LEDs. So obviously we're going to have 16 LEDs because we've got 2 lots of 8. So what we need to do with that is we need to get these parts, and I believe what we need to do first of all is trim the end of the wires off on both of those, and then merge them together. So like you got your all the colors meet up on this side here. So we'll have both of the purple connecting to the purple, soldering them on so they're all one. There we go. So they're going to be all one, and do that with all of the colors. Okay. Now it looks like it's only got some kind of wrapping on there, so if I need to I can take it off, but we should be okay with this amount of wire that's showing through. I think this should be plenty in theory. And I've got this little doohickey ding dong, and what this does, this is a wire stripper and a wire twirler arounder thingy, whatever you want to call it. And what you're supposed to do is, let's go with the purple, put it, thread your wire through, and say you want about that much, and then you're supposed to just be able to pull it off. Let's try that again. Get it through the hole. Getting it through the hole. Get it through the hole. There's the hole. Alright, so we should, there we go, pull the wire off. So let's do that with all of these and make sure we've got them all done. So once I've done that, I will bring you guys back in a minute. Yeah, okay, so now I've just done those bits on these two. What we need to do now is bring the two colours together. So we will have grey and grey, so we will splice those together, and I think I might need to just extend these a little bit more. So Just get the grey and grey together. And I'm just going to twist these by hand for now until I've got them all together. I think to hold them in place I might give them a solder. So let's get this helping hands here, because that's probably gonna be beneficial here. Grab my soldering iron. Let's just give it, tin it just a little bit, and there we go. There. Right. So we've got number 1 done. So that's going to be, that is our neutral. So the next color we need to do is the orange. So let's get the orange in place here. Let's bring orange in. And we shall do the same again by giving it a couple of twists. And actually, let's see if, because we'll do it. We'll do this one at a time. So I'll bring you guys back once I've soldered all these together. Okay, I'm back. So we've now got all of these in the correct order: grey, orange, brown, black, blue, green, purple, yellow, red. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the board. Okay. Now, what I can do with these, I should be able to. I don't know if we're going to. I might need to move these down a bit because I've got to get these all the way around there. So if I move these, that'll give us a little bit more wiggle room to play with the wires. There we go. So there we go. That's going to give us a bit more wiggle room to play with the wires as we're putting them on. So I'm going to solder these into place where they need to be. I wonder if is that going to be enough to go on there. That might do. So is that going to fit in there though? Because the reason I got this was to be able to thread the wires in place, but it doesn't look like that's going to work. That's fine. It's fine. So I think if I get we get this, we have one bit holding it there, one bit holding it there. Okay. So now in theory, all I should need to do is just solder these into place. As he says. And it's not quite working the way I want it to. Alright, let's try. Can I put a bit of solder on these? Okay. And there. Okay, so we should have enough solder on there now to be able to do what I want to do. So the first one, so that's gonna be grey, next is orange, and then we're going with brown, then black, and then the blue, okay. Next we should be able to move the wires around a little bit because we've got plenty of room now. So next up is the purple. Except the purple does want to stay on. Of course not. Right. Let's get some more solder onto here. There we go. Now we should be able to get the purple on. There we go. Purple, then green. Alright, we're getting there. And the last two is yellow and red. Okay, we shall get the yellow one first. And finally the red. There we go. So we have excuse me. We now have the board wired up. I think I'm going to move these all the way down to the bottom end here. So, as I was saying, we've now got all of these wired up and pretty much ready to test. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to cut the ends off of these as needed, and Hinkley ADSL monitor and alert. Yeah, well, yeah, we know the circuit is down. Never mind. Anyway, so right, let's put this back on here. I'm going to cut the ends of this wire off, just so I've got something to glue onto. And what I'm also going to do, obviously, because these are blue LEDs, they're going to need resistors, which I have. So I'm going to solder on the resistors to each of these LEDs, and then show you how we're going to be putting them into the middle and everything else like that. So I will bring you guys back once I've cut the wire and soldered the resistors on. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're now back. I've cut off all the ends of this as I needed to. I've super glued the LEDs in here, but I'm going to put some hot glue to hold them in place at a later date. just right now I just wanted them in so they're out of the way. So what we need to do now though is solder all the negatives in one place, all in the center here. And luckily none of this really goes, that hole is, I don't really know what that hole's for, but it doesn't actually hook onto anything inside the nacelle. Excuse me, as far as I can see. So what I'm going to do is get two pieces soldered on, soldered together, and then put quite a bit of solder on there and then layer in more of the pieces onto here. So let's get it over here. There's, I don't think my solder's hot enough yet. Is now. Okay. Come on. I think I'm gonna need some helping hands for this because it keeps moving. So make sure I'll try this again. So, we've got a bit of solder on there. So now I'm going to get the next one and lay it on top and get my tweezers, wherever they are, there, to push that down into place. Come on. Right. There's one. Let's bend this other one in there. And I put a little bit of extra solder on the top of this one. Okay, let's get the next one. And the next. One. That didn't go on quite so well. Bend that into shape. Oh, yep. And add some solder onto that. go. And looks like we've got one more left. Make sure this is all joining up. Right. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now what I also need to do is have a little bit of extra wire, specifically for the negative. So I'm going to just cut about that much, should be about right. Don't need a lot, just need just a bit. Let's cut off a little bit there. And come on. Get in the hole. There you go. There's one. And you are for the second one. Actually, I'll do that in a little bit. Right. So what we need with this now is for this, because this is the neutral wire, obviously it's going to go with the neutral stuffs. So let's heat this up so we can put it in with the rest of the solder. Come on. In theory, okay. Right, let's try. See if I can get a little bit of solder onto it first. Do it that way. No. There we go. Right. So that is now. Let's get that wire up above there. That has now all been soldered. All the negatives are in the center, all the positives with the resistors are all facing outside. Now the fun part. Now we need to make sure we do this right. So let's go for yeah. So anti-clockwise. So this one's going to be the one that's going anti-clockwise. So that's going to be on the right hand nacelle. So let me make a mark so I know that's for that. So just put a little R in there, and you're going to be for the L for the left. So I'm just going to put a little L in there for you. Okay. Right, so depending on where I'm going to have the board, got to make sure I can connect the wires. Let's see if it says anything in the instructions there he's putting them. Let's have a little look. Let's see. That. So that's the double strobes and the other one. And I can't see anywhere. It's going anywhere else. Okay, fine. Yeah then. Okay. Right. Okay. So, because this is going to be the right hand one, we're going to start off over here. The negative is obviously going to be the negative goes onto the negative wire. So I'm just going to quickly put those together now. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up these, just move these just a little bit more, just so I've got more room to play with. And let's pull these wires out of here, out of the way. Out of the way there. And let's solder this together. Yeah, I'm just going to solder it together temporarily because I can undo it again later, because this is only just testing for now. Okay. Oh dear, I'm getting warm. So I'm going to solder these wires up together. So we've got the negative on, and number 2 wire, which is the orange, is what's going to go at the top. Okay, so we're going to go in a counterclockwise thingy, so it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Okay, so and that is going to be the orange one, which goes on the top. Right there. Let's get that held onto there. See if we can pre-tin this just a little bit, it'll make life easier. Okay, and then we can put the orange wire that. Next one is going to be the brown wire. So let's get that one. That's going to go on this one here. See if I can get a bit of a thing going on there. Come on. Stay. There we go. Then the next one is number 4, and that's going to be the black one. So let's dig that out. So I'm going to continue on doing this, and I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Right, okay, I am now back. I have now soldered them all in. I haven't switched it on yet, I haven't tested it. You guys are going to be the first ones to test it with me. Woo. Yep. So on this board, that's going to be the negative right there, and the other side is going to be the positive. Let me just double check that. Let's just double check. Yes, it is. Right. Let's get this out from under there. Right. You're going to be negative. Right, let's switch it on. And we actually need 9 volts. Let's go, there we go. So, how do we do this again, this switch thing again? I can't bloody remember. Right, so, press and hold the mode switch for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1, 2, 3. And then click through the things until we get the desired result. There it is. Right there. That's the one we're looking for. Let's see if there's what else is on here, shall we? Oh, hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, I was going through a few things. This is probably the best one that I'm going to be using for it. It looks really, really nice, and I think with the photo etching bits in there, it's going to make it almost simulate those photo etch moving around. So I think that's going to look good. But there you go. That's the spinners all set up and running and working as they should, which I am so pleased about. Now, it's just a matter of I'm going to be taking them off of these bits anyway and redoing them, but putting some. Actually, I might just put some electric tape over them, because they're not going to touch anywhere here or anything like that. So it's just mainly the outside edges that need to make sure they're not touching anything else. So guys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye now.